The Instagram algorithm just updated for 2025, and if you don't change the features that you're using, the type of content you're creating, the length of content you're creating, and two other things I share with you towards the end of this video, it's the reason you're gonna fail to grow on Instagram in 2025 and you're going to get left behind. But don't worry, because all you have to do is change these things. It's actually easier than ever before to be able to grow on Instagram and to be able to monetize your Instagram. These are the same exact tactics that help this creator gain over 900,000 followers and this creator over 400,000 followers, and you could do the same exact thing so long as you don't skip any of them. The first thing that you need to make sure that you're doing is using Instagram's new trial feature, because this might be the most useful feature that Instagram has ever dropped. What this new trials feature allows you to do is test different hooks in your video, different sounds in your video, different lengths for your video, different styles of video, so you could determine what people actually want to see. Because essentially what happens when you turn it on, your content is only going to get shown to non-followers. Now guess what this means? These people have no idea who you are and they don't know what your content has actually been about in the past. They have no reference of you. So you won't get any views from your mom or from your friend who's just going to watch your video and comment and say that it's great no matter what. Instead, you're going to get real feedback on your videos. And the way that I would suggest that you use this tool is create multiple versions of this same piece of content with slight changes. Maybe one of them is 7 seconds long, the other 11 seconds long. You could test both of them and see which one actually works before you make a public video. Or you do the same thing with different hooks, but the rest of the video is the same. Or you could do the same thing with different sounds on your video. You understand where I'm going here? This is probably the most useful tool ever because it allows you to see what works before you actually post something, have it flop, and feel bad about yourself. Change number 2 is that Instagram's algorithm is now interest-based and not follower-based. What does this mean? Just a few months ago, when you posted on Instagram, it mattered how many followers you had. If you had more followers, you got more views, but Instagram does not work like that anymore. Now, Instagram cares about how many people are actually interested in the piece of content that you are uploading today. Now, in order to best illustrate this to you, I wanted to actually show you an example. So let's say that we're talking about a post about Thanksgiving recipes. On Thanksgiving itself, 1 million people might be interested in this. But today, on January 1st or January 2nd, there's only going to be 100 people interested in this. So you can't just look at a post and say, oh, it did really well, because you're missing the context of how many people are actually interested in that thing today. And this changes every single day. For example, let's say that you were posting about affiliate marketing or whatever you would post about for your specific niche. On Monday, 100,000 people might be interested in it. On Tuesday, it might only be 20,000 people. On Wednesday, it might only be 75,000 people. But on Friday, it might be 1 million people. And the reason for this is because people's interest changes. For example, something might happen in the news, something might happen in real life, or something might happen within your niche that changes what people are interested in. And you need to make sure that you are staying on top of this and watching this like a hawk, because this should determine what kind of content you actually create, be it what lengths are working, what topics are working, or what formats are working. And the only way for you to be able to stay on top of this is to have a list of your competitors and make sure that you are checking them every single morning to see which one of their videos are doing the best, but also which one of their videos have had a huge spike in views, because you can't just look at people's old videos anymore and say, oh, that video did really well, because that leaves out the context of what people are actually interested in today. And if you're worried about how to do that, or that sounds incredibly overwhelming, please do not stress, because I'm going to share with you a really easy way to do that in just a second. But first, I need you to smash that subscribe button if you want to grow quicker on Instagram in 2025. I upload multiple videos a week about how to do this, and you're not going to want to miss them. Now, before I get into the last 3 algorithm changes, I need to make sure that you are not making some massive mistakes that I see so many accounts on Instagram make, both small accounts and big accounts. The first mistake is, please do not use irrelevant hashtags. If you use irrelevant hashtags, your content's going to get shown to the wrong people. You're not going to get the right metrics, and Instagram is basically going to kill your account. On top of that, you need to make sure that you aren't using banned hashtags. And in order to figure out whether or not the hashtags you're using are banned, you want to come to this website right here. It's 100% free. Just come to iqhashtags.com, come into their banned hashtag checker. Now from here, you start typing in hashtags. For example, I'm going to type in affiliate, and that's totally fine to use. But if I type in something like dying, you're going to see that it is banned hashtags, and it is not something that I should use. So please make sure you're using this tool to check whether or not the hashtags you're using are banned. The second mistake you need to make sure that you are not making is writing descriptions that do not engage your viewer and don't contain the keywords that you are creating content about, because if you do this, it's going to be a huge missed opportunity, and basically it's going to ruin the odds of the Instagram algorithm actually pushing out your content. And then the third mistake is you need to make sure that you do not ignore what your competitors are doing. I cannot emphasize this enough. If you want to stay on top of what is trending within your niche so that you know exactly what to post, and you want to take the guessing out of your posts and just know that if you post something, it's going to get a lot of views, well, then you need to make sure that you're using a tool like Metrical. In fact, Metrical can help solve all three of these things for you. For example, when it comes to tracking your competitors, here's how it works. You add the name of the account that you want to analyze, you sort the information by the metric that you're interested in. For example, posts with the highest engagement or comments, and then what you do is click on any of their posts for an in-depth analysis of the hashtags that they used, the topic it was done, the format that was done, and so much more. Now from here, you could take note of what is actually working for them, do it in your content, and then boom, you are going to increase your reach. Now if you want to get started with Metrical today, which is an absolute no-brainer because it's going to help you increase your views, increase your followers, and ultimately make more money from Instagram, well please go to the pinned comment below and register for 30 days free access to any of their premium plans with code Robert. But the value with Metrical doesn't stop there, because like I said, it solves all three of those problems. Not only does this allow you to really easily track your competitors and see exactly what they're doing, but you can also use their AI description generator to automatically generate descriptions around the keyword that you're going to be using. And on top of that, you can use their hashtag tool to figure out the best hashtags to use depending on what you're posting about. And by the way, they're not going to recommend any banned hashtags, so if you use a tool like this, you don't actually have to go through and check your hashtags to see whether or not they're banned. So what are you waiting for? If you want to grow quicker on Instagram, I strongly suggest you go to that pinned comment below, get 30 days free access to any of their premium plans with code Robert. So change number 3 is that you need to make sure that you are correctly telling Instagram exactly what your post is about and what your profile is about. And there are actually 2 different ways to do this. You have to do this in one set of changes on the post that you post, but in the second set of changes, it's going to be around your profile. Let's go over posts first. So when it comes to your posts, Instagram is going to look at 5 different things when they try to determine who to show your content to. First, they're going to look at the text on the screen. Secondly, they're going to look at your voiceover. Third, they're going to look at your hashtags. Fourth, they're going to look at your description. And then finally, and this one's the most important, they're going to look at the words in the comment section of your post, because they've now started scanning comment sections to try to determine whether or not people's questions are getting answered or if the topic is actually relevant. And to show you a picture-perfect example of this, we need to look at Emmy's post right here that got over 8.2 million views. So if we look at this post, it's about an Erewhon recipe. Now guess what she has? It says no bake cinnamon rolls. Clearly, the stuff on the screen right here is going to be telling you what the video is about, and it's also going to be telling you that it's vegan, that it's a cinnamon roll, and also, what does she have here? Recipe. Now guess what? She literally got like tens of thousands of people to comment recipe on this video. In fact, she posted this video over a year ago, but it's still getting this to happen, and this is why it's going viral, because the Instagram algorithm absolutely loves this. Because Instagram looks at the text that she put here, the text on the screen, the voiceover in the video, and then sees recipe, all of the comments, and this signals to Instagram that this is a recipe video that a lot of people like and that they need to show it to way more people. But that's just how you do that on individual posts. You also need to make sure that you're doing this on your profile itself. Here's how you could check. So Mike right here actually does a perfect job at this. So if we look at his profile page, he has free credit analysis in here. It says best credit cards in here, and it says best credit repair DIY program. Now, why does he have those 3 things in his description? He has that because it actually tells Instagram who to show his content to. In addition to that, if we look at his name, he's branded as Mike the Credit Guy. Why does he do that? Again, because credit shows up there. And if we look at his profile image, why does he have the red truck in the background? Not only because he has a really cool red truck, but because it actually captures people's attention and it stands out way more than anything else. Now you could tell that all of this is working because if we click on similar pages right here, this is going to show a bunch of other people that upload similar content. And if you do this on your page and don't see other people that upload similar content, Instagram is classifying your content the wrong way and not suggesting out your profile and giving you free followers. Another thing you need to check, you need to come over to profile right here, edit profile, and you need to scroll down and make sure that this feature is turned on. If this feature isn't turned on, it is slowing down your growth on Instagram. Now, before I share with you the last and most important algorithm change, I need to make sure that you are posting enough on Instagram right now. In fact, Instagram's CEO literally came out and said the following information. The more that you post on Instagram, to a certain extent that I'll tell you in just a second, the quicker you grow on Instagram. So if you are posting 1 time a day right now and you're gaining 1,000 followers a week, the quickest way to gain 2,000 followers a week is simply start posting twice a day. If you're already posting twice a day, the easiest way to get more followers is to simply start posting 3 times a day. And guess what? You don't have to overcomplicate this. You could just do remixed memes, you could repost content, and there are a ton of easy ways for you to create content really quickly and just post it to Instagram, and it's going to do well. So please don't think that what I'm saying right now is that you need to spend more time creating content on Instagram. That's not at all what I'm saying. I'm simply saying that the more that you post on Instagram, the more followers you're gonna get. But remember, I would never post more than 3 times a day on Instagram right now, because if you do that, it's actually going to slow down your growth, because it's gonna make the Instagram algorithm have a really tough time pushing out your content, which in fact is going to lower your views. Which brings me to the last and most important thing that you need to make sure that you're doing on Instagram right now, and that is that you need to spend less time creating content. Now, you might be thinking, Rob, you're crazy. I can't spend less time creating content, but actually you can, because there are 3 simple things you need to do differently. First and foremost, if right now you're spending 30 minutes a day posting on Instagram, you need to change that. Instead, you need to do 20 minutes of research to actually guarantee that the video that you're creating is something that's going to do well today because it's something people are interested in, and then only 10 minutes creating the post. Or secondly, you need to do more reposting of content, or you need to do more sequences, or you need to do more remixed memes, because if you're spending right now more than 30 minutes a day trying to grow on Instagram, you are doing something drastically wrong. You're probably creating the wrong content. You're probably creating content that is way too optimized, and Instagram doesn't want to see that. In fact, nobody on Instagram wants to see that. Or it's because you're going down the wrong path, creating the wrong content. I personally want to help you fix that the same way that I helped this creator get over 900,000 followers and this creator over 500,000 followers. I want to help you too. In fact, I want to work with you one-on-one to guarantee that you grow quicker on Instagram. If that sounds interesting, well, please watch this video right here that explains exactly how we can work together so you can spend less time creating content and grow faster. I'll see you over there.